Now we're going to get onto our back. Legs are going to go straight out into front. So this is going to be, we're going to do a single leg hip activation. This is one of the most powerful hip activations that you can do. And it's powerful because it's subtle and it's easy. And I want to think about all we're really doing is sending neurology downstream into the hip, into the leg, all the way down to the foot. So starting from our back, we're going to slide one foot so that the foot comes flat to the floor, bending that knee. And we're going to move that foot out to about 45 degrees from the midline of the body. The foot to toes are going to kind of be turned out to that 45 degrees as well. I want to maintain a perfect tripod foot. I want to let those toes and the ball of the foot spread as wide as they can go. And I want equal downward pressure. I don't want to push harder through the heel. I don't want to push harder through the ball of the foot. I don't want to feel more pressure on the big toe and less on the pinky toe or the other way around. I want even pressure throughout that foot. We'll start with some just simple inhale and exhale. As you inhale, so I got my right foot down. I'm focused only on the right side hip. As I inhale, filling up that belly, allow that right side pelvis to turn up towards the floor, getting some sway in the back. As we exhale, feel that navel come up and in, pushing the spine towards the floor, and lightly scoop that tailbone. Inhale, unscoops. Exhale, scoops. As we exhale, that pelvis is going to start scooping off the floor. I want to start to feel it reach up towards the ceiling. Can you start to feel some stretch through the front of the thigh? Inhale as we let it back down. Exhale. With each one, we're going to send that tailbone up higher. Again, this is where imagining the sacrum is the palm of your hand. Your fingers are the tailbone. As you shift your tailbone up, I'm trying to reach that tailbone to the ceiling. And with each one, if you're getting some stretch through the front of the hip, continue to move into that stretch. Can you start to feel some tension in the glute? If so, I want to try to maximize that tension. Continue to actively scoop. If you're feeling this more in the low back and less in the glute, it might mean that as you're scooping, that you're actually lifting your rib cage up. I want my rib kind of moving down towards the hip as the hip is scooping up. The more you're able to maintain that, the more we should feel that isolation in the glute. Now, as you're starting to get to that maximum level, I want to now keep that hip up high. We're going to come back to inhale, pelvis tilts so that the front of the pelvis is moving to the ceiling, the back of the pelvis is moving to the floor. Exhale, tailbone scoops up to the ceiling. So we're doing those same pelvic tilts, but we're keeping that hip off the floor. Opposite leg should be completely soft and relaxed. If your opposite hip is off the floor, that means you're using that opposite leg too much. Take that stress out of that leg. Turn it off. We're only working one side right now. That inhale to exhale at the very top. I want to continue to actively scoop. Feel as much of that stretch. Can you start to feel some greater contraction in the glute? And then I want to finish by coming all the way back to the floor and all the way back up into that contraction. I want to get a good 20 reps minimum on this, on each side. Really feeling that foot spread, grounded, nice scoop, stretch in the front, contraction in the back. Once we get a good number of reps, we're going to switch to the other side. So again, Foot comes flat to the floor, moving it out to about 45 degrees from the midline of the body. Make sure the leg you just finished with comes back to in line. Don't keep it out and away from the body. I want it in line with the body. So you're at mid-level with that opposite leg. The leg we're now working is 45 degrees out. Starting with just that breath and light tilt of the pelvis. So inhale, lifts the spine off the floor. Exhale, draws that navel in and lightly scoop the tailbone. Inhale, lifts. Exhale, feel that belly button pressing the spine into the floor as you get that light little scoop. And with each one, as you exhale, allow that scoop to start to lift that tailbone up towards the ceiling. Let that hip start to come off the floor. And we're going higher and higher with each one so that we start to feel that light stretch through the front of the thigh. And as we move more and more into that front of the thigh, start to feel that contraction through the rear in the glute. As you're feeling that stretch, I want to move, squeeze into that stretch more and more. Can you feel that glute tightening up more and more in the back? I want to start to work in as much of that contraction at the very top. Again, moving that tailbone towards the ceiling. How high can you get that tailbone to scoop? Maximize that stretch in the front, contraction in the rear. On the next one, as we come to the top, we're going to stay top. Inhale, let the pelvis tilt towards the ceiling. Exhale, let the tailbone reach to the ceiling. Not letting it drop at this point. We're just keeping that tilt at the top, scooping up as we exhale. Front of the hip moves to the ceiling on the inhale. Tailbone moves to the ceiling on the exhale. Again, I want to feel maximum level of stretch and contraction without going into stress or pain. Can you move into that stretch lightly? Can you feel maximum contraction? Notice feet. Well, again, I want to make sure the feet are full or spread and grounded evenly. Big toe all the way out to pinky toe and heel. Even pressure from the front of the foot to the back of the foot and throughout the foot. Now we're going to come back and finish with full range of motion. Let that hip drop all the way to the floor. Exhale as we scoop. Maximum contraction at the top. Once we've evened out both sides, let that leg soften down.